Hi everyone. Today again we are here with arithmetic progression. Now basically we have read about all the topics which belongs to the whole arithmetic portion is based on general term formula there and sum formula there. Now here we have yesterday we have taken one of the problem there. Then in one of the example I have taken when we have to take a three terms of an AP. Then I am taking the terms like a minus b, a plus b there. Now today I am going to explain the given topic with some examples there. What is the selection of terms of an AP when we have the given the sum is known, sum of three numbers in AP. When sum of three numbers of AP is given there, then the number what should be our term taken as? Then our terms be as we have taken the terms a minus d, a and a plus d. Whenever we have given a sum of three numbers and we have to take three numbers in AP, then our numbers should be a minus d, comma a plus d. What we see there? We see there here common difference is what? Our common difference is d here. Now, when the sum of four numbers are given in AP, then our terms should be taken as, then we are going to take the terms a minus 3d, our first term, second term a minus d, then we take a plus d, then our last term should be a plus 3d. Whenever the sum of four numbers are given, then we take the terms a minus 3d, a minus d, a plus d and a plus 3d. When we have given the sum of how many numbers? 5 numbers in AP, then the numbers will be taken as, our 5 numbers are a minus 2d, a minus d, a plus d and a plus 2d. What we discuss here? We are discuss selections of terms of an AP when the sum of three numbers are given. When three numbers are given, then our three numbers are a minus d, a and a plus d. Here common difference d. When four numbers are in AP, when the sum of four numbers are given in AP, then our four numbers should be taken as a minus 3d, a minus d, a plus d and a plus 3d. Whenever there is given a sum of five numbers are in AP, then the five numbers should be taken as a minus 2d, a minus d, a plus d and a plus 2d. Here our common difference. Here our common difference is what? What we see there? Here is our common difference 2d, and in this format our common difference is d. Our common difference is d. Each term is differ by d here. Now we are going to be look some examples on the selections of terms of AP. Which type of problems is there in arithmetic progression? Then we have to be select some terms there. Then one of the first problem is our here asking that the sum of three numbers in AP is 27 and their product is 405. Find the numbers. Now we have to find the numbers. We have to find three numbers in AP such that whose sum is what? 27 there. Whose sum is 27 and their product is 405 given there, and we have to find the all three numbers there. Now here given three numbers, then our solution started with let the three numbers in AP be, what is number B? A minus d, a plus d. Our three number here. Then according to question, I'm just written there ATQ. You have to be write on according to question complete there. Whenever you are going to write down in your copies and in board examination, don't write down ATQ. Write the complete according to the question. Now sum of the number is 27. Then we have a minus d plus a plus d sum equal to 27. What is the convenience to take the numbers like that? It is one of the convenience that this d is cancelled out there, and we just easily get our first term here. We get 3a is equal to 27. Then after solving, divided by 3, we get our a here. Our a is what? 9. Our first term is 9 here. Now also, what is given? Their product is 405. It is given that the product of 3 numbers are 405 there. Then again, a minus d into a plus d. The product of 3 numbers is given 405. Product is given 405 there. Now this is a minus d into a plus d. What we have? We have that this product is equal to identity a minus b into a plus b. What we have? A square minus b square. Then we have? We have here a square minus d square. When you are going to multiply these numbers by identity, we have a square minus d square. Now into a is equal to 405. What is the value of a here? Put the value of a here. What we have? We have 9 square minus d square into 9 is equal to 405. We are going to divide it by 9 this number. Then we have 9 square minus d square is equal to 405. We have 9 4 36, 9 5 45. 9 square minus d square equal to 45. Then from here we get d square, shifting d square to right hand side. Then we have d square equal to 9 square is what? 81 minus 45. Then we have d square equal to 36. We get d square 36. Then we get the value of d is plus minus 6. We get the value of d is plus minus 6. Now we are getting the value of d plus minus 6. Now what will be our number there? When we take d equal to 6, then our numbers are, we have taken our numbers is what? A minus d, a plus d. Our a is what? A is 9 there. When we take 6 there, then 9 minus 6, the numbers are, we have 3, a is 9, and third number is a plus d. Then 9 plus 6 is 15. But when we get d is equal to minus 6, the numbers are reversed in the order. When we are going to put minus 6, minus plus 6, 9 plus 6, 15. These numbers we are getting the reverse order. We get here 15, 9 and 3. Then our numbers are 3, 9 and 15. Now we are going to proceed to our next problem. Our next problem is that find the 3 numbers in AP whose sum is 21 and the product of last 2 terms is 63. Now again we have a find out 3 numbers there. We have to find 3 numbers in AP whose sum is 21 and the product of the last. Here change. Here's something is changed there. In last one we have the product of the number. Now here we have given product of the last 2 terms. Just again similarly we are going to be solution just like we are. First of all we are going to start with, let the 3 numbers be. What is the 3 numbers be? A minus d, a and a plus d. We have 3 numbers. Now its sum is equal to 21. A minus d plus a plus d is equal to 21. After solving it, we get 3a is 21. Then we get our a is what? 7. We get our first term. Now what we have given? Again we have given that product of last 2 numbers is 63. Last 2 numbers is what? A and a plus d. Our last numbers are a and a plus d. Now a into a plus d is what? 63. Putting the value of a here, what do we get? We get 7 into 7 plus d is equal to 63. We get 7 plus d is equal to 63. We are going to divide by 63. We get 7 plus d is equal to 7. 9 is 63. Now the value of d is what? 9 minus 7, 2. Now we get the value of d. hence the numbers are, hence the three numbers are, or the three numbers we have, a minus d, a plus d. Our a is what? 7, d is 2. 7 minus 2, we get 5. Then a is 7 here. And third number is a plus g, 7 plus 2, 9. Hence our three numbers are 5, 7 and 9. Now we have moved to our next problem. What is our next problem? Now in our next problem, it is given that find 5 numbers in AP whose sum is 12.5 and the ratio of first to the last is 2:3. I'm going to again read the problem there. We have to find 5 numbers in AP whose sum is 12 whole sum 1/2 and the ratio of the first to the last is 2:3. Then what we are when we are going to starting this class, let's see. When we have 5 numbers in AP, the numbers will be taken as a minus 2d, a minus d, a plus d and a plus 2d. Then we are going to start with let the 5 numbers be in AP. Let the 5 numbers in AP be. What the 5 numbers are? We have taken a minus 2d, a minus d, third is a, then a plus d, and then we have a plus 2d. When we have to take 5 numbers in AP, when the sum is given, we take the numbers a minus 2d, a minus d, a plus d, a plus 2d. Again, to the sake of convenience, when we are going to take their sums, the d are cancelled each other, and we get easily our first term here. Then according to question, sum is given a minus 2d plus a minus d plus a plus d plus a plus 2d is equal to 12 whole sum 1/2 is what? It's equal to 12 to 24 plus 125 is to 2. Now all these are cancelled here. Then we have 5a is equal to 25/2. After solving it, we get the value of a is 5/2 there. Now our a is 5/2 or 2 whole sum 1/2. It's our a. Now we getting the value of a, but we have to find our common difference. Then we can find out our numbers. Again, we have given the ratio of the first to the last. First number is what? A minus 2d. We have given ratio a minus 2d, and what is our last term? Our last term is a plus 2d, and the ratio is given 2:3. Now we are going to be taking cross multiply there, and then what we get? We get 3a minus 6d equal to 2a plus 4d. After solving it, shifting a on the same side and d on the same side, we get a is equal to 10d. Then our d is what? A by 10. Putting the value of a 5/2 into 1/10, we get the value of d is 1/4. We get the value of d is what? 1/4. Now we have to find our numbers there. Our numbers is what? A minus 2d. Our d is what? 1/4. Our a is what? Take a as a 5/2 here. Second number is what? A minus d. A is 5/2 minus d. D is what? 1/4. Then a. A is our 5/2. Then a plus d means 5/2 plus 1/4. Then a plus 2d means 5/2 plus 2 into 1/4. 2 into 1/4. Now here 2 to cancel, 5/2 minus 1/2, we get 4/2. Then it's after solving we get here 2. So first term number is what? 2 here. When we are going to multiply it by 2 here, then 10/4 minus 1/4, we get 9/4. What we get? 9/4 here. This is 5/2 write down 5 by 2, again multiplying with 2 and 2, then 10 by 4, 10 by 4 plus 1 by 4, we get 11 by 4, and cancel out 5 by 2 plus 1 by 2, it's a 6 by 2, then it's a 3. Hence our 5 numbers are 2, 9 by 4, 5 by 2, 11 by 4 and 3 hours. Now we are going to proceed to our next problem. What is given in next problem? It is given that the side of a right angle triangle are in AP so that they are in the ratio 3:4:5. It is not asking in the easy way. Basically, its question is based on our student basic concept there. We have to find 3 terms there. Then again we are starting with the taken 3 terms are in AP as a minus D, A plus D. But we have to be use basic concept of right angle triangle there, because here since sum is not given, but obvious the sum of the angle, since it's talking about talking about sides of a triangle. Now one of the question is arises here that it's not asking us sum of numbers there. Then why we are going to taking the sides are A minus D, A plus D? Because we are going to be use here, one of the things is given there. It's given that sides of a right angle triangle, but the triangle is right angle triangle. Then we use our basic concept here. It's a Pythagoras theorem here, but it is the problem of AP. Then we are one of the easy way we are going to the number take as the A minus D, A and A plus D here. We are going to start with let the sides of right angle triangle be, what do we taken sides? A minus D, A and A plus D. Now sum is not given there, but it's given it's a right angle triangle. We taken its hypotenuse and other 2 are legs of right angle triangle. Then by Pythagoras theorem, what do we have? We have A plus D. One of the question all of you is that how can we get that A plus D is our hypotenuse there? One of the theorem all of you have read about in a triangle there. The hypotenuse is the longest side. In a right angle triangle, the hypotenuse is the longest side. Obvious here A minus D, A n plus D. You can easily calculate that which one is the longest there. Obviously A plus D is the larger side there. That's why we taken its hypotenuse, because we have the theorem in a right angle triangle. In a right angle triangle, the hypotenuse is our longest side. Then it's our longest side. It is our hypotenuse. And other maybe which one be base, which one is perpendicular. It's not so matter, because sum is commutative always. We are going to be at base to perpendicular or perpendicular to base. It's not a matter of concern here. Now we have hypotenuse. Then other 2 are legs here. Take A minus D whole square plus A square. Now we are going to be using identity there. Expanding it, A square plus D square plus 2AD. Here we get A square plus D square minus 2AD plus A square. Now we are going to solving it, shifting all A to the left hand side and all D here. Then what we get? First of all, we can cancel out this A square. Then we are going to we cancel out this D square. Both are positive there. Now we have shifting 2AD to the left hand side. Now we have A square is equal to 4AD. We have A square equal to 4AD. Now then A square minus 4AD is equal to 0. Taking a common there, A minus 4AD. All of you are thinking that why I'm not going to be solving its A square is equal to 4AD. One of the error there, we're going to cancel out this A is equal to 4D. But mathematically it is not a correct way, because here we get one of those already I have explained the quadratic question there. We have to consider both roots are be there. Then we are going to be our fundamental mathematics there. Now product of two of them are 0. Either this is 0 or this is 0, but it represents a real number that it cannot be equal to 0 here, because it representing one of the side there. We have taken is one of the side there, and if one of the side is getting 0 there, then we cannot form a right angle triangle. We cannot form a triangle there if one of the side may be diminished there. That's why a cannot be 0, means we have it's a minus 4ad equal to 0. That means a is equal to 4ad. We have a equal to 4ad. Sorry, we have taken a common there. Then a into a minus 4d. Then we have a is equal to, right, clearly we have a is equal to 4d. Now we get a is equal to 4d. Here we don't need to find out common difference there. We are going to just put here. We are going to put a is equal to 4d, then 4d minus d. Our first side is 3d, a is our 4d, and this is 4d plus d, we get 5d. Now asking the problem, we have to be proved so that the ratio is to 3 is to 4 is to 5. Obviously sides are is to 3 is to 4, we getting the sides here. Then obviously we get the, what is the ratio of the sides? We get the ratio is 3 is to 4 is to 5, which is our required, which is our required result here. Now we are proceed to our, actually we have discussed here today, till now we have discussed in arithmetic progression the basic concepts, what is progression there, what is series there, what is arithmetic progression. Then we are talking about general term formula, Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1d. Then after that we have discussed about the sum formula there, Sn equal to n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1d, or Sn equal to n by 2, a plus l. Then we are getting solve some problems based on it. After that, now here we are arithmetic mean. Before we are, I'm going to be explaining arithmetic mean. What is arithmetic mean there? Basically, the whole basic concept of arithmetic mean. All of you are here's just one of the. I'm just going to explain concept there. There is no need of you of arithmetic mean in any at a level of class 10. But on the knowledge point of view, I'm going to discuss here. We are going to be explained largely in a deeply way in our class 11. Again, in the class 11 you get the arithmetic progression there. Then you have a lots of problem based on arithmetic mean there. But I'm going to explain you on the level of basis, and you have to be taken knowledge about what is arithmetic mean. In general, arithmetic mean is just like we have averages there. But before I'm going to start with arithmetic mean there, I would be to be one of the things to be discuss here. The one property of, I think I misses it, property of arithmetic progression. What is the property of arithmetic progression there? When we are going to talking about seeing the properties of, you can easily verify what I'm going to talking about, that properties of arithmetic progression. If each of the term of an AP, let's suppose we have given an AP there. If each of the term of an AP, what do we do? First, we are going to increase, or second, we are going to decrease, or each term are multiplied, always multiplied by non-zero numbers, because we are going to be multiplied with zero numbers, all the terms are getting 0 there. And lastly, divided, again divided by a non-zero, divided by a non-zero constant quantity. What I want to explain here, I want to explain the properties of APs. If each of the term of an AP, we are going to be increased by any constant quantity there, or decreased by a constant term there, or multiplied with a constant quantity, or divided by a non-zero constant quantity there, then all this resulting, what will be our resulting progression is still in AP. Just I'm going to take one of the example there, which natural number is one of the easy example. 1 2 3 4 5 6. It's our natural number is one of the infinite arithmetic progression there. Just I'm going to be going to be added plus 2 to the each term there. Then what do we have? 1 plus 2 we get 3 here, we get 5. 3 plus 6 we get 2 plus, we are adding 2, we get here 4. Then we get 3 plus 2 here 5, then 6, then 7, then 8. What do we see that? The new AP is, the new progression is still in a AP. Again, it's a constant difference is what? 1 is there. Again, when we are going to be continuously, just we are going to decrease by minus 2. Each term decrease by minus 2. 1 minus 2 we have minus 1. 2 minus 2 0. 3 minus 2 1. 4 minus 2 2. 5 minus 2 3. What do we see here? This is our new resulting progression. What do we see here? When each term is decreased by minus 2, again we get a arithmetic progression there. Our third one is multiply with, suppose we are going to multiply with 2. Our original series 1 2 3 4 5 6. The new progression is what? It's a 2 4 6 8 10 and 12. What do we see here? Is it still in the, again it is still in the AP there. Again common difference is 2 here. Then we are going to divided by 2. Then we get 1 by 2, 1, 3 by 2, 2, then 5 by 2. Again, what do we see that? It's 0.5, it's a 1, it's a 1.5, 2, and it's a 2.5. Again, the still resulting progression is in AP. This is the basic properties of AP. What is the basic property of AP? If each of the term of an AP increase, decrease, and multiply divided by a constant quantity, our resulting progression is still in a AP there. Now we are going to discuss with what is arithmetic mean. Just suppose in the arithmetic mean, just suppose we have 3 numbers in AP. If 3 numbers are, we have taken if 3 numbers are in AP, if 3 numbers are in AP, then our middle term, what will be the middle term? Middle one term is called our arithmetic mean. It's called our arithmetic mean. Just suppose we have terms A and B. We have taken 3 terms. This A, B are in AP. Then this middle term A is our arithmetic mean. Generally, arithmetic mean may be represented by AM. We can abbreviate. We can use abbreviation here. The abbreviated form of arithmetic mean is what? AM. This is our AM. Then our AM is equal to, we are going to be using our basic concept of arithmetic mean. If these numbers are in AP, then what we have? The difference of this A minus A is always equal to difference of B minus A. We are going to shifting A to here. Then we get, what do we get? Our A minus A is our equal to, write down taking B minus A. This will be capital A. Then what do we have? We have 2A is equal to B plus A. Then our A is what? B plus A by 2. That's mean our arithmetic mean is equal to B plus A by 2. Whenever we want to find out arithmetic mean of any 2 numbers, we have to be added 2 numbers and divided by 2. It's just like average there. Then we are going to take some small examples there. Again, if ABC are in AP, prove that AB plus BC equal to 2B square. It is one of the property of arithmetic mean there. Since ABC are in AP, then what we have by arithmetic mean? We have arithmetic mean. This is our B's arithmetic mean. Then what we have? We have B is equal to A plus C by 2. Then 2B is equal to A plus C. 2B is equal to A plus C. We are going to multiply both side by B. then we get our required result. AB plus BC is equal to 2B square. Means it is one of the form of arithmetic mean there. Next example, we have to find arithmetic mean of 24 and 36. Again, arithmetic mean is what we do. We are going to be adding 24 plus 36 divided by 2. What we get here? We get it's a 60 by 2. Then our arithmetic mean is equal to 30 here. These are the basic concept of arithmetic progression there. Now in our next class, we are going to be start with one of the new chapter there. It's maybe coordinate geometry.